Make sure we're streaming there. Bingo. All right, let's get this started. All right, we are streaming. We're good on Zoom, and we're good. Awesome. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us again here. Welcome to Cosmic Gaia Community / I'm Awake Now What / the show with Seth Leaf. I guess you could say. All right. So, anybody that is not familiar with our weekly Coherence meditations, we do these every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Our live platform is over here on Zoom, so we do invite everyone over here on Zoom. The more the merrier. I'm trying to get to that millionth monkey, not the 100th, but we're going to shoot for the moon, right? So let's aim for that millionth. I'd love to have you over here. It doesn't mean you have to share your video or anything. We'll just spotlight Seth and myself. You can hang out in the background, but important thing is you're being. Love to have you here. Anyways, our main YouTube channel is over at Cosmic Gaia Community channel over on YouTube. We also have all of our recordings over there. And it was really weird. I went on the playlist that I have on there, and it said 188 Coherence meditations on there, but I don't think that's accurate. So I wanted to get an actual number so that I can tell everyone we are on our number, whatever, Coherence meditation. So please do join us over here every week, Tuesday, 6 p.m. over on right here is the link. You can click over there for newsletter that we're actually merging right up here, and the Zoom link and other stuff right there. You can add to your device's calendar. Right over here is the Cosmic Gaia Community channel over on YouTube. The I'm Awake Now What? And we love doing these meditations for free every week. So another thing that you can get for free is this book right here by Seth, The Fight to Enlight. And if you want the hard copy, just pay for the shipping. Just go over to I'm Awake Now What? And supply your information. And while you're over there, do join that newsletter. We're trying to build on that. And let's see. So, a format of our Coherence meditations, maybe the first 10 to 15 minutes, we'll have a brief intro and a brief discussion. And as we're going into the Coherence meditations, you are more than welcome to drop off towards the end. Otherwise, just hang on and we'll end the Zoom meeting. And we do encourage everyone to do this as a daily practice. Just take a little time out each day. And I think I already mentioned the recordings over there over on YouTube. So last week's title was Breaking the Spell. And finally, after 2 weeks of doing that, I think we did break the spell. So hopefully we did that. And then this week, right now, we have structuring water and charging water. Now, I do actually have one of these Analemma devices for structuring my water, but I've never had to take a car battery to my water and charge it up. So maybe you can explain that. No, I kind of know what charging is. So anyways, if you do have a topic in mind, do comment below the YouTube video and we'll add it to the queue for one of the future sessions. Seth has also been creating some short meditations. So find those over on YouTube. And again, the I'm Awake Now What? And what are those? Those are about 5 to 10 minutes in length, right, Seth?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So anyways, guys, get some water, find a comfortable place, and let's get going.
Thank you, Greg. Absolutely. And also to add on to that, I made a short course, like a mini course that is specifically for relationships. But it's weird. I tried to post it on Facebook like 3 or 4 times, and it said that it goes against their community standard, which makes no sense because it's literally a course about relationships that works really well. So if you guys want that, just email me, go through my website, and I'll give it to you for free, because if we look around this world and what's happening, it kind of all comes back to relationship, right? We are either in relationship or conscious relationship to this force of bioelectricity, this literally this like force of nature that we all are. And when we're in relationship with that, meaning when we're in coherence with it, we get to a point where we hold ourselves to a standard. Because when you're in coherence and you're conscious of it and you're able to exist in it, and then for a moment when you go out of it, you start catching it. And before you know it, you can sustain it like perpetually. And when you're in that state, that new standard that you hold yourself to, if others come into your life, and I know this might sound kind of harsh, but if they're not in harmony with your standard, they will either learn by your example or they'll just go away from it. Because look at what we're doing, everybody. Look at this world. Like, at what point do enough of us wake up and say, you know what? Everything that we've ever done in this world to bring us to this place as a species, that's done. We're going to form new systems. We're going to form a new world, not new age. I mean, this is just words. We broke that spell. So we are creating a new world. And for all we know, we are pioneers in it. And when we have that relationship to this life force, then to each other, it makes us so much stronger to go out into this world and lead by example. And the example really is just as adults, we finally reconciled with the trauma or drama or whatever that we felt as kids that kind of wiped out our magic, our coherence. So now getting back to that, and also renewed interest in being with eyes full of awe and wonder and just really being amazed by the world, being really mysterious and beautiful and exciting. And had we not been hurt or institutionalized or whatever, we probably would have brought that up to now in our lives, brought it to this moment. So let's do that now. Let's get back into that, and things are going to change. So, all right, that's just what I'm going to say. Get the free course. You can email me, seth@sethleaf.com. Let's see, I saw a few other questions here.
Yeah, on that note, I actually got the same thing on some things I posted to Facebook.
Mm,
Um, there's a way you can actually refute it. You can just like deny their whatever,
I
and
did. I was
then
like,
they'll allow it to post. But
maybe it didn't work for me for some reason because I did. I went and I tried. It's like, okay, right relationships or healthy relationships, it's a danger, it's a threat to the world.
yeah, anything is to Facebook, I swear. Nowadays,
With that said, what we're going to do tonight is really exciting because where I live, I'm blessed to have access to the naturally purest water in the world. And yeah, it goes into a plastic bottle, but we have researched it. We launched in glass with a whole explanation of why we do this. And it doesn't have poisons in it, plasticizers, things that ruin it. But being an owner of a water company, spring water company, and being a proper steward, meaning taking care of the source, only capturing what Mother Nature gives, that's it. And leading with that model of water isn't a resource, it is a source of information, of energy that is powerful, that has been alive for as long as life. It's the same thing as this mysterious life that we're all in. That happens to be really exciting, and it can be a lot painful too. But that's just the cycles that happen. So lots of people, when they drink this water, they're like, oh my God, how do I get my water to be structured? Because very few people are able to drink water from a spring. Wait, Shima. Okay, perfect. Yeah, thank you, Shima. Most people can't get natural spring water. I'm not talking about water that's flowing groundwater. I'm talking about deep bedrock fractures of water that's coming from deep, deep, deep underground, probably new water. It's never been in the hydrologic cycle. So when you drink water from a source like that, you feel it. All the metabolites, everything in it is like perfect, and it kind of gives you like a shock, which isn't shocking because we are electromagnetic beings. Every single bit of us is that. It's in us. It's causing all this to happen. When we get in tune with life, we begin to have abilities that we always kind of knew were there, but we weren't able to sustain and live in this world. So with that said, all the people who have contacted me over the years have asked, like, how do you structure water? How can you get water that has that effect? Like it brings strength, it brings charge. And depending on who saw the post today or not, or this email that Greg sent out, sending it, essentially the most structured water in the world is us. It is in our body already. It is, it's hard to even explain because it's beyond comprehension. But in our bodies, which are 70% water by rate, our by weight, our brains are like 80% water by weight. Our blood is 93%, and our cells are composed of 99% water. So we are water beings. And if water suddenly wasn't in these bodies, we wouldn't be either. And so the fact that we're able to sustain this sense of awareness. Am I going out, Greg? Is it pausing?
You just lagged briefly, but you're okay right now.
All right, good. If it goes out, let me know because I won't know when I shut my eyes.
Well, how am I supposed to let you know then? If you
I'll
can't
turn the
see.
phone on. I usually
Yeah.
keep the phone off. I'll
Okay.
put the ringer on
I gotcha.
because it's happened before. So this is it. Think about this for a moment before we get started. The innate intelligence of your body is so intelligent, so beyond intelligent compared to the level that most of us function on every day. And when we realize that there is a symmetry, all the fluids and glands and organs of our body all work together to create a state that we, as these people, as these energy beings that we are, we get to exist in this. And when we do that, and when we get good at it and we sustain it, we have an effect on everything, including the water we drink, including people that we interact with. So we're going to get back to that place because most people drink municipal water, which rough. It's treated by who knows what in every different place there is. And then most of the water that people get are in, bulk jugs. Like all those big jugs that people get are made with PET plastic. It's made out of something that absorbs into it. And the best thing that I've ever said to people, if they can't find water, like a natural deep bedrock spring, getting a water distiller, there's one called Mega Home, which is fantastic. Getting one of those and then put a little bit of Celtic sea salt into it. And then you spin it. There's all kinds of these elaborate water spinning devices, but you can have a blender. You can do it in a blender and just give it that swirling, because that's what gives it energy, gives it life. Like you're looking at a stream, you'll see as the water hits all the rocks and changes, makes these little swirls all through it. That is the nature of water. It's how it interacts with everything in this world, and how we interact with it is very similar because the heart is vortex in water. So this is going to be amazing.
I did not know
So,
the trick about that salt though, but
yes.
one of the things that I use, I've pointed this out before. I have the analemma, but as an actual crystal. So I would actually be interested in one of your tourmaline crystals,
I'll
because
send you
that
some.
would structure it. I use distiller, so that's
Use
the
the
only
same
thing I
one,
ever drink.
the one that I just said, Mega Home. You have
Yeah,
her,
I use a mega home. Yeah,
and see, like that by far, because you want to get all the stuff out of it. Is it great? No, but it's the best thing that most people can do.
yeah, yeah.
So, go ahead.
I'm sorry, even those bottled waters, there have been some research on those that my favorite back in the day was Aquafina, but you have like what the Evian and everything else, but they've done studies on that, and some of those are even just tap water.
Yeah. Oh, we could do episodes on this, and we will actually, we will do
Yeah.
more stuff like this. We had Veda Austin with us one time, and her work with water is really encourage everybody to check the work out that she does. VedaAustin.com.
Yep.
It's kind of like what Emoto was doing with, oh, good.
And
Show,
we have the recording over here, guys.
right.
Just go over the YouTube channel, search for Veda Austin, and I think you actually have a couple of them, and we did one last year sometime with
Yeah.
Veda. That was awesome.
And that's why, like, when people begin to see what she's doing, because it was kind of like Emoto, where like you say the word love or something, and the ice crystals turn into these beautiful symmetrical shapes. But when you get angry at it and you say whatever, it gets dark. She's doing that, but you don't need a microscope. You can see it with your eye. And it goes way, way beyond that. She's communicating with water. She is teaching everybody who's interested how to do that. And it's just so, so incredible. So here, I'll say this to the mega home, get a distiller like that. If you have tap water, put a little bit of salt in it, just a little bit. You don't taste it at all because when you distill it, it's like really acidic. It's like probably, I don't know what the pH of it is, but it's acidic, which is, it can be okay to do that, but it's best to keep water right in the middle. This whole thing of alkaline water, it's not it. But really acidic water or really alkaline water, let's keep it in the middle, like 6.2 to whatever. It's like 7 pH, something in that area. And if you have that, you're doing great. Then you spin it, right? You can do it in a blender if it does it really slow. And then what we're going to do tonight, you can do this around your water. And I'm going to make a 5-minute meditation, a short one, probably open-eyed, so that you can literally structure your water anytime you want. To watch the video that's going to be made. You can get into coherence because you already are the most structured water there is. And that will have an effect on everything, including the water you drink. So with that, let's get into structure. So wherever you are, just completely relax your body. You can be sitting down. You can be laying down. Wherever you are, make peace. Make peace with your body. Make peace with the spirit that is illuminating your body, that you are. Literally get into a state of peace and just listen. Listen to the tone of what I'm saying. Listen to the space between the words. And the more relaxed you become, the more meaning this gathering that we're doing together matters. Because, yeah, we get stressed out. We go through this very human dilemma of what is referred to as modern times. And it knocks us off balance. And the issue with that is most people think and believe that being stressed out is normal. Most people literally begin to accept that who they are is in direct proportion to all of the stressful, all the thoughts, all of the feelings that come out of being stressed out. And this is really probably this state of being has become so normalized in Western societies where the Industrial Revolution, as they call it, has really got a stronghold or foothold with this whole idea that the American dream is something to strive for. Like, we are not happy unless we have a nice house, big car, make-believe, story tale, romances. And it's not to knock any of it down. All of it has places in this world and in our lives. But there is a much greater message that for a very long time has been trying to get our attention. And it's not the news. It's not all the trends. It's not the information that industrial society pumps out that so many are watching and consuming. And their sense of self with the stress of their life becomes normalized. But if somebody can't normalize that, society has drugs for that. And then we numb ourselves out. Stress is still there. It's just been numbed a little bit. It's been muted. And the whole time this is happening, this untold miracle of life that all of us are and that everything is, as each of us form from such a small place, we can't even see it. But we were like a little tiny fish swimming to meet an egg, or the egg is attracting that one little sperm. Every one of us had a similar process. And so over time, we begin to develop, we begin to grow, and all the water and all the nutrients, everything happening in our mother's bodies is literally creating new beings. And without even thinking about past lives or reincarnated beings, let's just look at it from a very practical, here, now perspective. Whole bunch of water, a whole bunch of nutrients, chemical processes that are impossible to comprehend, especially in a state of stress. All of this went into each one of us. Whatever this innate intelligence is, it has been there from the beginning in everybody. And we all are it. Just forgot for a few moments. So in this habitat of our mother, as we develop, remember, water is the universal solution that creates life. It creates life. It sustains life. This is reality. And so we're developing all this water, all these nutrients, and all of this invisible energy that is so incredibly intelligent, orchestrating all of this. And the more that each one of us begins to develop and grow, this very same awareness that is in all of you, that is in everybody, we were in a state where this exact awareness was here, except for it was clear. It was pure. It actually took a long time to get really stressed out and for us to form all these addictions and habits. But that very same purity that comes out of our own development through the elements of this world, that just like our bodies, just like they are created to be, so too is everything natural. We are not separate from anything. In fact, we are totally connected to it, and we've always been that way. And for now, we always will be that way. The only thing that happened from that purity to where we are right now has been the development of learning languages, of forming thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors and actions, and all the relationships that we find and have and experience. All of this has essentially got us to focus on a very small part of what we are, of what everything is beneath the surface. So while we're all focusing on one tiny little cell, could say, or an atom, if our attention is focused on that atom, oblivious to everything happening around us, is it going to develop and grow? Likely not. And that's where we as a species are. Just like an iceberg, where you see a little bit of it floating on the ocean surface, and beneath the water is this massive, huge chunk of glacial ice. It very much speaks metaphorically to where we are at, because we have a little personality that's just peeking out of the water, but beneath it is this incomprehensible force of nature that literally creates life, that has the ability to be in harmony with this electromagnetic frequency that is life. And so, in a state of calm, see if you can be so relaxed that you feel your heartbeat. Slow your breathing down. And see if you can feel each beat. And if you can't, that's okay. You know that it's there. It is functioning. And so when we are calm as can be, this intelligence goes to work, doing what it's always done. It creates the conditions for life, in most cases, to thrive. When the identity that has developed out of focusing on such tiny bits of reality, when that person or that entity goes to sleep at night, this intelligence goes into repair mode. And every part of it is incomprehensibly fascinating and mysterious. And probably what is one of the most incredible bits of information to learn about how these bodies work. The knowing that the heart isn't a pump. It does regulate blood. and other fluids. But what it is actually doing is vortexing the water, the blood, the fluids of our body. It is literally creating structure that is dispersed to every part of our body with a structure, a literal structure. Geometrical figures and structures that are being created perpetually, that are going into every part of our body. But somehow we're not paying attention to that. But we can. And that's what we're doing right now. We are paying attention to the place that allows us to have any attention at all. And again, think of a river or a stream as it's flowing down a hill, hitting rocks, those little swirling. It's like it's creating new expressions that can, from that swirling vortex, it's creating different forms and shapes of water. Because it's not just ice, gas, and liquid. There is also structure, literal geometric structure that form the building blocks of all life. And it's not just those four states of water. Nobody knows how many states it goes into. But people who are interested in knowing what water is, no matter how much they know about water, scientists, real open-minded scientists will honestly tell you that what we know about water, it's not even representative of a single drop of water in a galaxy. Yet we are that. We don't know that we actually do remember that. But through this process together, when we choose to get in harmony with our body's rhythms, to feel the heart beat, and with every beat, it is spinning water, it is vortexing it like a tornado. Talk about elements: water, wind, strong elements go into creating these swirling patterns that are derived from geometric circumstances. And the more we intentionally attune our state of awareness to focus on this most important relationship, me to my life force, you creating the relationship of being in harmony with your life force. That is relationship number one. So by choosing to nurture this most intimate relationship, to literally be present with what your body's doing, to begin to understand at greater levels what is actually happening in these bodies, and to grow and weave and literally allow ourselves to be this force of nature supported by the natural world, from this source of life force that is nothing shy of miraculous. When we get calm, when we totally relax our body, when we slow our breathing down, we focus on feeling the heartbeat. And of course, we smile. We put the smile on our face just like a switch. And when you smile, the switch is on. And whatever that smile feels like, happy, joy, love, when we flick that switch on, our entire body begins to align, to be in harmony with that feeling. Because by its very nature, that is the stuff, that is the vibration, the frequency of life that wants to grow. It wants to thrive. It wants to continue creating greater habits, create different ways to grow, to thrive. And when all of those elements are together in synchrony, in harmony, in coherence, when all of that is happening, we are in tune with what we have always been. And as we begin to get in tune consciously, all of this fluid, this water in our body, is creating the inner chemistry of all these different geometric forms of energy and fluid water. This life source that we are is only here because the water allows it to have an environment to stay in. It's something so beautiful begins to happen when you are totally relaxed. You created all these elements, smiling, breathing, being relaxed. When this environment is all in synchrony with itself, the water and this frequency, this bioelectromagnetic source of energy of the soul, or whatever it is to you, it is in complete relationship with the water. in our bodies. It is literally a bioelectromagnetic force of energy that is able to sustain because the environment, the water in our bodies allows it to be here to support each other, energy and water. And the beautiful thing is that when we choose to create this environment to regain the awe and mystery, just like when we were kids, we're ready to learn and be open to new experiences. When we get into harmony because we intentionally created the environment for it, all of this awe and wonder comes back. And it is something that can become so powerful that there aren't any ways to even understand it. It has to be experienced. So when we calm down and we focus on this relationship, we begin to have experiences because our sweat, our tears, everything in our body is energy interacting with water. And it doesn't stop there. Our body is creating vapor, gases, water. It is literally this dance of the water inside, structured, holding the life force together, while around us, this energy field that we all are and that everything is. It is set up in perfect orchestration for the relationship between life force and water to thrive. And to even consider that the water in our bodies comes from or goes to hydrologic cycles in the world external to us. To really consider that our life force somehow comes from the hydrologic cycle. It's fascinating. And it's also reality. When we give ourselves permission to allow our awareness of the miraculous version of ourselves that we all are, that's giving you a free ticket to explore space. It can be here, with all the natural wonders and beauty of this world, and focus on your relationship to the water in your body, to the water that your body is sending out, and at the same time bringing in through breathing. When you get into this place, you literally begin to have structured water coming out of you. This is water that is so structured that it's allowing this life force to be carried by it. give yourself permission to take your awareness as far as you want to, both within and as far out as you want to allow yourself to be. The water in our bodies is directly related to the water in the world around us. And when we get our heart and mind working together, there's literally a brain in our heart and a brain in our head. And sometimes they focus independently. They don't always depend on each other to think, to be aware, to grow. But when they do send information back and forth to each other, and when we are aware of that process, those little bits of feeling so excited about your life, because you begin to realize that you are truly a miracle, and that you don't really need all the things that society tells us that we need. You literally are creating your own happiness from the inside out to create a habit of it that is so incredible when it is sustained, that the new standard you hold for yourself, you're not going back to the way you were. You have had a conscious sample of how interconnected and miraculous that we all are, and that everything is, and we want to connect more. We want to go deeper. So in a state of heart, brain, whole body, whole soul coherence, which essentially taking the beginning parts of coherence between the heart and the brain to the body. So the core, the life force from our head and our heart synchronized together gets our attention. And when we pay attention to that, then all the other systems of the body become coherent with the heart and brain. And from there, it just keeps going. And the idea is to be aware of it. Literally create awareness to this most important relationship. Wherever you are right now, in this place of relaxation, breathing gently, you have created the environment for life to thrive inside your body. Allow you to give permission to your self-awareness and instruct it to continue focusing on this whole being coherence. And as you begin to develop the awareness of what happens when all of this is in coherence, that's when you start to love life. Love your life. because you know and you're feeling and you're experiencing this miracle. And next to this life force, that water is right there. They are in it together. Many feel that the water comes before the energy. Maybe. So wherever you are, take your awareness, allow the state of coherence that you have created for yourself here with us tonight. Take that feeling and whatever water or fluids that you want to drink could still be in the pipes. Whatever you anticipate drinking after this session together, just take this feeling of interconnectivity and literally feel it in the water that you're going to drink. You don't even have to think about it. You're just transferring this feeling into what you want to sustain this recognition long after we're done. And the way that we structure water by being in a state of coherence is the way that we affect reality, the natural world, other people. When you are in tune with the water and the innate intelligence of the life force, when you are in tune with that, you are literally affecting reality around you with health, with the energy of being able to thrive. And the better you get at doing this, you will watch the world around you to reorder itself, to begin to get into harmony with what you are sustaining. And then there's others who just try to go away from it. And we create this change in ourselves. That change will transfer all around us. As far as we choose to be aware of it. And when we make this change inside of us, this is how we begin to change the world around us. So everybody who wants to stay in a deeper state, you can just hang up. And everybody who's still here, before we get into more of a waking state, see if you can remember how it feels to be in a body that you have intentionally been the steward of. You have nurtured it. You have watered it. You have given it your undivided attention to the best of your abilities. You just created your own little Eden. And the more you become aware of that, the more you're going to do whatever it takes to make this relationship a labor of love until there is no more labor. It is just love. Potent, powerful, creative energy that we all are and that everything is. So when you're ready, take your hands, rub them together, create friction and heat, then put the palms of your hands over your eyes and notice if maybe you see little geometric shapes, structures. Please share this with everybody. If you have questions you want to ask, you can send it to my email address, seth@sethleaf.com. If you have stuff that you would like to comment so that the greater community around us through social media can see, because it's great. I love it when people ask great questions and others comment on it. It's really important to create that relationship. Anything left, Greg?
You covered it. And if you are over there on YouTube, please do like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate it.
Millionth monkey. It's not a joke.
You
Good night,
bet.
everybody.
Have a great rest of the weekend.